Hello and welcome to Learnify English. My name is Lauren, and I will be your English teacher and guide in this lesson. Today we are going to focus on one very important skill: how to describe anything in English. This skill will help you in daily conversations, at work, when traveling, and even when studying or making friends. If you can describe things clearly, you can express your ideas, feelings, and thoughts in a natural way. Before we begin, I want to invite you to subscribe to our channel, Learnify English, and click the like button on this video. When you subscribe, you join a community of English learners around the world, and you will always get new lessons that help you improve your listening, speaking, and vocabulary. And if you like this video, YouTube will show it to more learners, which means you are helping others too. So, let's learn together and grow together. Now, let's begin. Imagine someone asks you a very simple question. What is it? They point to an object, maybe a phone, a bag, or a book. If you only say one word, like book, that answer is very short. But in real conversations, people often want to know more. They want to hear details. They want to hear a description. For example, instead of just saying book, you can say, "It is a small blue book about English learning." That is already better. Right. It gives more information. So the first thing you need to remember is this. Describing means adding details. When you describe something in English, you answer questions like, what is it? What does it look like? What color is it? How big is it? What is it used for? How does it feel? How does it sound? Or even how does it taste? The more details you add, the easier it is for someone to imagine it. Let's start with something very common. Describing objects. Think of a phone. You can describe it step by step. First, you name it. This is a phone. Then, you add details. It is a black phone. It is small and light. It has a big screen. I use it to call people, send messages, and watch videos. You see how easy it becomes. Now the listener has a clear picture of the phone in their mind. Let's try another one together. Think of a chair. How can we describe a chair? We can say, this is a chair. It is brown. It is made of wood. It has 4 legs. It is strong. I sit on the chair when I eat or when I work. Perfect. That is a description. Now, I want you to repeat after me. Remember, this video is not only for listening, it is also for speaking practice. So let's practice together. Repeat slowly with me. This is a phone. It is black. It is small and light. It has a big screen. I use it to call people. I use it to send messages. I use it to watch videos. Very good. Now, let's practice with the chair. Repeat after me. This is a chair. It is brown. It is made of wood. It has 4 legs. It is strong. I sit on the chair when I eat. I sit on the chair when I work. Excellent. When you repeat these sentences, you train your mouth and your brain to produce English naturally. This is very powerful practice. If you practice with me every day, your English will become more fluent, step by step. Now, let's go a little deeper. When describing, one of the most useful tools is adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe nouns. They answer questions like, what kind? Which one? How many? What does it look like? For example, if I say a phone, that is just the noun. But if I say a black phone, the word black is the adjective. If I say a small black phone, then small and black are both adjectives. Let's practice some common adjectives. Repeat after me. Big, small, long, short, heavy, light, beautiful, ugly, new, old. Excellent. Now let's use them in sentences. Repeat after me. This is a big book. This is a small book. This is a long table. This is a short table. This is a heavy bag. This is a light bag. This is a beautiful picture. This is an ugly picture. This is a new phone. This is an old phone. Very good. When you practice like this, you start to feel comfortable describing things in many ways. You can mix nouns and adjectives to create many sentences. For example, this is a small red apple, or this is a tall white building, or this is a round black table. Now, let's practice combining more details. Listen carefully and then repeat. This is a big heavy. Black bag. This is a small, light, blue phone. This is an old, round, wooden table. This is a new, tall, glass building. Fantastic. You are doing so well. Remember, describing things is not about being perfect. It is about practicing and adding details step by step. Now, let me ask you, how would you describe your favorite object? Maybe it is your phone, your laptop, your favorite cup, or even your shoes. Think about it. Start simple, then add details. For example, these are my shoes. They are white. They are comfortable. They are new. I wear them every day. See how natural that sounds. If you are enjoying this practice, please click the like button now. It really supports our channel, and it also tells me that you want more lessons like this. And if you have not subscribed yet, this is the perfect moment. Subscribe to Learnify English and continue learning with me every day. Let's finish this part with one more practice. I will describe something, and you try to imagine it. Ready? Listen carefully. This is a small, green plant. It is in a white pot. It has long, thin leaves. It is very beautiful. It sits on the table near the window. Can you imagine it? Yes, that is how descriptions work. They help you see something with words. In this lesson, we are just beginning. We practiced describing objects with simple adjectives, and we repeated many sentences together. Keep practicing these sentences, and soon you will feel more confident. We practiced how to describe objects using simple sentences and adjectives. Now, let's move to something even more useful, describing people. This is very important because in conversations, we often talk about people, friends, family, colleagues, or even famous people. If you know how to describe people in English, you can communicate more clearly and make your conversations more interesting. So, how do we describe people? Just like with objects, we add details. But with people, we usually describe three main things: appearance, personality, and actions. Let's start with appearance. Appearance means how someone looks. When describing appearance, you can talk about height, body, hair, eyes, clothes, and other details. For example, let's practice some basic sentences. Repeat after me. He is tall. She is short. He is thin. She is heavy. He has black hair. She has long hair. He has brown eyes. She has blue eyes. Excellent. You are already learning how to build simple descriptions. Now, let's combine them into longer sentences. Repeat with me. He is tall and thin. She is short and heavy. He has short black hair. She has long brown hair. He has big brown eyes. She has small blue eyes. Very good. When you put these together, you create clear pictures of people in your mind and in the mind of your listener. Now let's talk about clothes. Clothes are a very common way to describe someone. For example, he is wearing a red shirt. She is wearing a blue dress. He is wearing black pants. She is wearing a white jacket. Now repeat these after me slowly. He is wearing a red shirt. She is wearing a blue dress. He is wearing black pants. She is wearing a white jacket. Perfect. So if you meet someone and you want to describe them to your friend, you can say, he is tall. He has short black hair. He is wearing a red shirt. That is a very natural description. Now let's move to the second part of describing people. Personality. Personality means how a person acts or thinks, not how they look. For example, someone can be friendly, kind, funny, or serious. Let's practice some common personality adjectives. Repeat after me. Friendly, kind, funny, serious, happy, sad, smart, lazy, polite, rude. Excellent. Now let's use them in sentences. Repeat again. He is friendly. She is kind. He is funny. She is serious. He is happy. She is sad. He is smart. She is lazy. He is polite. She is rude. Wonderful. You see how easy it is. With only one adjective, you can already describe someone's personality. Now let's make them longer. More complete sentences. Repeat with me. He is tall and friendly. She is short and kind. He is funny and smart. She is serious and polite. Very good. With just a few adjectives, You can describe both appearance and personality at the same time. This makes your English sound much richer. The third part of describing people is actions. Actions are what people are doing. For example, you can say, he is reading a book, she is drinking coffee, he is walking to work, she is talking on the phone. Let's repeat together. He is reading a book, she is drinking coffee, he is walking to work, she is talking on the phone. Excellent. Now you can combine all three: appearance, personality, and actions. For example, he is tall and thin, he is friendly, he is wearing a blue shirt, he is reading a book. Or, she is short and heavy, she is kind, she has long brown hair, she is drinking coffee. You see how complete these descriptions sound. Now, let's practice a longer one step by step. Repeat after me slowly. He is tall, he is thin, he has short black hair, he is friendly and smart, he is wearing a white shirt and black pants, he is talking on the phone. Excellent! That was a very complete description. Now let's try another one. She is short, she is heavy, she has long brown hair, she is kind and polite, she is wearing a blue dress, she is drinking tea. Perfect. You are doing a wonderful job. At this point, you may notice something important. Describing people is like building with blocks. Each block is a detail height: hair, clothes, personality, or action. You just add blocks one by one. Soon you have a full picture. And the more you practice, the faster you can build descriptions. Now, let's do a little imagination exercise. I will describe a person, and you try to imagine them. Listen carefully. He is tall and strong. He has short brown hair and blue eyes. He is friendly and funny. He is wearing jeans and a red t-shirt. He is playing guitar. Did you imagine him? That is how descriptions help you create pictures in your mind. Now another one. Listen. She is short and slim. She has long black hair and brown eyes. She is kind and polite. She is wearing a white dress. She is reading a book in the park. Can you see her in your mind? That is the power of describing people. If you are enjoying this lesson and practicing with me, remember to click the like button. When you like the video, it supports our community and helps us create more free lessons for you. And if you have not subscribed yet, do it now, so you can join me in every new lesson. Let's end this part with a short review. When describing people, remember three parts: appearance, personality, and actions. Use simple adjectives for appearance like tall, short, thin, heavy, long hair, short hair. Use adjectives for personality like friendly, kind, funny, serious. And describe actions with the present continuous. He is reading, she is drinking, he is walking, she is talking. Combine them to create full, clear, natural descriptions. We practiced how to describe people using appearance, personality, and actions. Now, let's go one step further and learn how to describe places. This is very important because in real life, we often talk about places. For example, you may want to describe your home, your city, your school, or even a restaurant or park. If you can describe places clearly, you will be able to share your experiences and stories in English much more easily. So, how do we describe a place? Just like with people and objects, we add details. But with places, there are a few special things to remember. Usually, when we describe a place, we talk about size, shape, color, things inside or outside, atmosphere, and what people can do there. Let's go step by step. First, let's practice describing something very common: a room. Repeat after me. This is my room. It is small. It is clean. The walls are white. There is a bed in the room. There is a desk in the room. There is a chair in the room. It feels quiet and comfortable. Perfect. You see how this description gives a simple but clear picture of the room. Now let's make it a little longer. Repeat again. My room is small and clean. The walls are white. There is a bed, a desk, and a chair in the room. The bed is near the window. The desk is next to the bed. The room feels quiet and comfortable. Excellent. You just described your room in a complete way. Now let's try another example. A classroom. Repeat with me. This is a classroom. It is big. It has many desks and chairs. There is a big whiteboard on the wall. There are many books on the shelf. The classroom is bright and clean. Students study in this classroom every day. Wonderful. You can already describe different rooms in English. Next, let's practice describing something outside. A park. Repeat slowly with me. This is a park. It is large and green. There are many trees in the park. There are flowers near the path. There is a big lake in the middle. People walk, run, and play in the park. The park feels peaceful and fresh. Very good. This description gives your listener a clear picture of the park. Now let's try describing a city. When we describe a city, we usually talk about size, buildings, people, traffic, and the general feeling. Repeat with me. This is my city. It is big and busy. There are many tall buildings. There are shops and restaurants everywhere. There are cars, buses, and motorbikes on the road. Many people live and work in this city. The city feels exciting and fast. Excellent. That is how you describe a city in simple English. Now let's try a different kind of city. Repeat again. This is a small town. It is quiet and peaceful. There are small houses and gardens. There are a few shops and restaurants. There are not many cars. People know each other in this town. The town feels friendly and calm. Perfect. You see, with just a few sentences, you can describe both a big city and a small town. Now, let's practice adjectives that are useful for describing places. Repeat after me. Big, small, clean, dirty, bright, dark, quiet, noisy, beautiful, ugly, modern, old, peaceful, busy. Excellent. Now let's use them in sentences. Repeat with me. This is a big park. This is a small park. This is a clean room. This is a dirty room. This is a bright classroom. This is a dark classroom. This is a quiet town. This is a noisy city. This is a beautiful garden. This is an ugly building. This is a modern office. This is an old church. This is a peaceful place. This is a busy street. Fantastic. You are building strong vocabulary for describing places. Now, let's combine more details into full descriptions. Repeat after me. My city is big and busy. It has many tall buildings, shops, and restaurants. The streets are noisy, but the city is exciting. My village is small and quiet. There are green fields, small houses, and friendly people. It feels peaceful and beautiful. My room is small but clean. It has white walls, a bed, a desk, and a chair. It feels comfortable and bright. Perfect. You are learning to describe places in a natural way. Now, let's practice an imagination exercise. I will describe a place, and you try to imagine it in your mind. Ready? This is a cafe. It is small and cozy. The walls are brown. There are tables and chairs near the windows. There are lights hanging from the ceiling. People are drinking coffee and talking quietly. The cafe feels warm and friendly. Can you imagine it? That is the power of description. Let's try another one. Listen carefully. This is a beach. It is wide and beautiful. The sand is white. The water is blue. There are palm trees near the sand. People are swimming and playing in the water. The beach feels sunny and relaxing. Can you see it in your mind? Excellent! Now, remember, describing places is not only about objects inside or outside. It is also about feelings. When you describe a place, try to use words like peaceful, exciting, quiet, or busy. These words give the listener an emotional picture, not just a physical picture. Before we finish this part, let's practice describing your favorite place. Think about your favorite place. Maybe your home, your school, a park, or even a cafe. How can you describe it? Try to say a few sentences now. For example, my favorite place is the park near my house. It is green and beautiful. There are many trees and flowers. It feels peaceful and fresh. Wonderful. Keep practicing like this every day. And if this lesson is helping you, please click the like button now. It supports our channel and shows me that you are learning and enjoying the practice. And don't forget to subscribe to Learnify English, so you can continue improving your English step by step with me. To review, When you describe places, remember to talk about size, color, things inside or outside, and the feeling. Use adjectives like big, small, clean, dirty, quiet, noisy, beautiful, or busy. Combine details to make a complete picture. We learned how to describe places, rooms, cities, towns, and even parks or beaches. Now, let's learn something that is fun and very useful in daily life. How to describe food and drinks. Think about it. Every day, you eat and drink. You go to restaurants, cafes, markets, or maybe you cook at home. And in conversations, people often ask, "What did you eat?" or "What is your favorite food?" If you can describe food clearly, you will be able to answer in a natural way and even share your culture with others. So, how do we describe food? There are a few things we usually talk about: taste, smell, texture, color, and how it makes us feel. Let's go step by step. First, let's practice taste words. Taste is how food feels in your mouth. Repeat after me. Sweet, salty, sour, bitter, spicy. Excellent. Now let's use them in sentences. Repeat again. Chocolate is sweet. Chips are salty. Lemon is sour. Black coffee is bitter. Curry is spicy. Perfect. These are the 5 most common tastes. But we can also use other words like fresh, delicious, tasty, or yummy. Repeat with me. The apple is fresh. The soup is delicious. The pizza is tasty. The cake is yummy. Great job. These words are very common in daily conversations. Now let's move to smell. Food also has smells, and we can describe them too. Repeat after me. The bread smells good. The coffee smells strong. The soup smells fresh. The fish smells bad. Excellent. Describing smell makes your English richer and more interesting. Next, let's describe texture. Texture means how the food feels in your mouth when you eat it. Repeat with me. The bread is soft. The cookie is crunchy. The soup is hot. The ice cream is cold. The meat is chewy. Wonderful. These words are very important. Many times, when you want to explain why you like or don't like a food, you use texture words. For example, I like pizza because it is hot and cheesy. Or, I don't like this bread because it is too hard. Now, let's talk about color. Food is often described by its color. For example, this is a red apple. This is a yellow banana. This is a green salad. This is a white cake. This is a brown chocolate bar. Perfect. Color words make your description more complete and easier to imagine. Now, let's combine taste, smell, texture, and color into full sentences. Repeat after me slowly. This is a red apple. It is sweet, fresh, and juicy. This is a bowl of soup. It is hot, salty, and delicious. This is a chocolate cake. It is brown, sweet, soft, and yummy. This is a plate of salad. It is green, fresh, and healthy. This is a cup of coffee. It is black, hot, bitter, and strong. Excellent. You are learning how to describe food like a native speaker. Now let's practice drinks. Drinks can also be described by taste, temperature, and feeling. Repeat after me. The tea is hot. The water is cold. The juice is sweet. The coffee is bitter. The soda is fizzy. Very good. Now let's make longer sentences. Repeat again. This is a cup of hot tea. It is fresh and calming. This is a glass of cold water. It is clear and refreshing. This is a glass of orange juice. It is sweet, sour, and healthy. This is a cup of black coffee. It is hot, strong, and bitter. This is a bottle of soda. It is cold, fizzy, and sweet. Perfect. You are now able to describe both food and drinks clearly. Let's do an imagination exercise together. Listen carefully and try to picture it. This is a plate of spaghetti. It is hot and delicious. The noodles are soft. The sauce is red and tasty. And the smell is rich. There is cheese on top. The spaghetti feels warm and filling. Can you imagine it? Excellent. Now let's try another one. This is a bowl of fruit salad. It is colorful and fresh. There are red apples, yellow bananas, green grapes, and orange slices. The taste is sweet and sour. The salad is cold and juicy. Wonderful. That is how you create a strong picture in your mind with English words. Now, let's practice describing your favorite food. Think about it for a moment. Maybe it is pizza, noodles, rice, or something from your own culture. How can you describe it? Try to say something like this. My favorite food is pizza. It is hot, cheesy, and delicious. The bread is soft. The cheese is creamy, and the smell is amazing. You can also describe your favorite drink. For example, my favorite drink is iced coffee. It is cold, sweet, and refreshing. It tastes strong and makes me feel awake. Excellent. If you are enjoying this practice, please click the like button now. It supports our channel and shows me that you are learning and practicing with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to Learnify English so you can continue practicing every day. Before we finish this part, let's review. To describe food and drinks, talk about taste, smell, texture, color, and feeling. Use simple adjectives like sweet, salty, sour, bitter, spicy, hot, cold, soft, crunchy, fresh, delicious, tasty, yummy, and fizzy. Combine them to create full and natural descriptions. When you practice this every day, you will be able to describe any food or drink in English, and your conversations will sound much more natural. We practiced describing food and drinks. You learned how to use words for taste, smell, texture, and color. Now, let's move to another topic that is part of daily life everywhere: weather and seasons. Think about it. Every day, people talk about the weather. It is one of the most common small talk topics in English. When you meet someone, you can start a conversation by asking, "How's the weather?" or "What's the weather like today?" So, if you can describe weather easily, you can start conversations, sound more natural, and connect with people around the world. Let's begin with the most basic words for weather. Repeat after me: sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, snowy. Excellent. Now let's put them in sentences. Repeat again. Today is sunny. It is cloudy today. It is rainy today. It is windy today. It is snowy today. Very good. These are short but useful sentences you can use every day. Now let's add more details with adjectives. Repeat with me. It is very sunny. It is a little cloudy. It is heavy rain. It is strong wind. It is light snow. Perfect. You can already make your sentences more interesting. Now let's practice temperature words. Repeat after me. Hot, warm, cool, cold, freezing. Excellent. Now let's use them in sentences. Repeat. It is hot today. It is warm today. It is cool today. It is cold today. It is freezing today. Perfect. These sentences are very common in everyday English. Now, let's describe the weather in a fuller way. For example, today is hot and sunny. It is cold and windy. The weather is cool and cloudy. It is warm and rainy. Repeat these with me. Today is hot and sunny. It is cold and windy. The weather is cool and cloudy. It is warm and rainy. Excellent. Now, let's practice describing the weather in different times of the year. This will help us when we describe seasons. There are 4 main seasons: spring, summer, autumn or fall, and winter. Repeat after me. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Very good. Now let's describe each one. Repeat slowly with me. Spring is warm and rainy. Flowers grow in spring. Summer is hot and sunny. People go to the beach in summer. Autumn is cool and windy. The leaves fall from the trees. Winter is cold and snowy. People wear coats in winter. Perfect. These are simple but natural descriptions of the seasons. Now let's make them longer. Repeat after me. In spring, the weather is warm and sometimes rainy. Flowers grow, and the world feels fresh and new. In summer, the weather is hot and sunny. People go swimming, eat ice cream, and enjoy the beach. In autumn, the weather is cool and windy. The leaves change color and fall from the trees. In winter, the weather is cold, sometimes snowy, and people wear jackets, scarves, and boots. Excellent work. Now, Let's practice describing weather and seasons in real life. Imagine you are talking to a friend about today's weather. You can say, "Today is sunny and warm. The sky is blue, and it feels comfortable outside." Or, "Today is cold and rainy. The sky is gray, and I need an umbrella." Or, "Today is freezing and snowy. The ground is white, and I wear a heavy coat." Repeat each one with me. Today is sunny and warm. The sky is blue, and it feels comfortable outside. Today is cold and rainy. The sky is gray, and I need an umbrella. Today is freezing and snowy. The ground is white, and I wear a heavy coat. Perfect. Now, let's try an imagination exercise. Listen carefully and picture it in your mind. The sun is shining. The sky is blue. The air is hot. People are at the beach. Some are swimming. Some are drinking cold juice, and others are lying in the sun. The weather is perfect for summer. Can you imagine it? Very good. Now another one. The wind is blowing. The trees are moving. The leaves are falling to the ground. The air is cool, and people are wearing light jackets. The weather feels like autumn. Excellent. And one more. Snow is falling from the sky. The ground is white. The air is freezing. People are wearing heavy coats and scarves. Some children are playing in the snow. It feels like winter. Wonderful. You are now describing weather like a storyteller. Now, let's practice a few questions and answers. These are useful in daily life. Repeat after me. What's the weather like today? It is sunny and warm. How is the weather? It is rainy and cold. Is it hot today? Yes, it is very hot. Is it snowing? Yes, it is snowing a lot. Excellent. These simple questions and answers will help you in real conversations. Now, think about your favorite season. Is it spring, summer, autumn, or winter? Try to describe it now. For example, my favorite season is summer. The weather is hot and sunny. I go to the beach, eat ice cream, and feel happy. Or, my favorite season is winter. The weather is cold and snowy. I wear a warm coat, drink hot tea, and stay cozy inside. Take a moment to practice your own description out loud. If this lesson is helping you, please click the like button now. It shows me that you are enjoying the practice and encourages me to create more lessons for you. And if you have not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe to Learnify English so you can continue learning and practicing with me every day. To describe weather, use words like sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, snowy, hot, warm, cool, cold, and freezing. To describe seasons, remember, spring is warm and rainy, summer is hot and sunny, autumn is cool and windy, and winter is cold and snowy. Add details about what people do in each season to make your descriptions more complete. When we describe something, it is very common to connect our sentences with comparisons. Comparisons help us make our descriptions stronger and easier to imagine. For example, if I say, "The sky is blue," that is a simple sentence. But if I say, "The sky is as blue as the ocean on a sunny day," it becomes more vivid. The listener can picture the deep, rich color of the sky more clearly. So in this part, let us practice using comparisons in English to describe anything in a more interesting way. There are two common ways to make comparisons in English. The first one is using as. For example, as tall as fast as, or as bright as. You can say, "My brother is as tall as my father." This means they are the same height. Another example, "This bag is as heavy as a rock." It tells us the bag is very heavy. When we use as, we usually place an adjective between the two as words. The second way to make comparisons is with like. For example, "She sings like an angel." This means her voice is beautiful, soft, and pleasant. Or, "He runs like the wind." That means he runs very fast. The word like connects your subject with an image that makes the description stronger. Let's try some practice together. I will give you a sentence, and then you can repeat after me. First sentence, "The water is as clear as glass." Repeat slowly. Again, "The water is as clear as glass." Good. Next one, "The cake is as sweet as honey." Repeat with me. "The cake is as sweet as honey." Very nice. Now, let's try one with like, say, The baby is sleeping like an angel. Again. The baby is sleeping like an angel. Excellent. Comparisons can also be used for emotions and feelings. For example, I feel as happy as a child on a holiday. This means your happiness is very strong, like the happiness of a child. Or you can say, I feel as tired as a person who worked all day. That means you are very tired. Try this one with me. I feel as free as a bird. Repeat again. I feel as free as a bird. Good. Another one. He looks like he just won a prize. This gives a picture of someone looking very excited and joyful. Now let's think about describing people more deeply. When we describe a person, we can talk about their physical appearance, but we can also compare their character to other things. For example, she is as strong as a lion. This tells us she is very powerful. Or, he is as calm as a lake. This gives the idea that he is peaceful and steady. When we use these comparisons, we make our speech more colorful and memorable. Let's practice describing a friend together. Imagine your best friend. Now repeat with me. My best friend is as kind as a teacher. Good. Another one. My best friend is as funny as a comedian. Repeat again. My best friend is as funny as a comedian. Now one more. My best friend is like sunshine on a cloudy day. That one gives a beautiful image of someone who makes you feel happy when you are sad. Repeat with me. My best friend is like sunshine on a cloudy day. This technique is very helpful not only for describing people, but also for describing objects. For example, if you want to describe your phone, you can say, my phone is as fast as a computer. If you want to describe your city, you can say, my city is as busy as an ant colony. These comparisons help your listener imagine the scene more clearly. Let's try one. The street is as noisy as a market. Repeat again. The street is as noisy as a market. Great. Now, let us add another element to our descriptions. Exaggeration. In English, exaggeration is called hyperbole. Hyperbole makes your description sound stronger and more dramatic. For example, I am so hungry I could eat a horse. Of course, you cannot really eat a horse, but this exaggeration shows you are extremely hungry. Another example, this bag weighs a ton. The bag does not actually weigh 1 ton, but the phrase shows that the bag is very heavy. Let's practice exaggeration together. Repeat after me. I am so tired I could sleep for a year. Good. Again. I am so tired I could sleep for a year. Another one. This room is freezing. It feels like the North Pole. Repeat. This room is freezing. It feels like the North Pole. Excellent. One more. I waited forever for the bus. Of course, you did not really wait forever, but it tells the listener you waited a very long time. By combining comparisons and exaggerations, your descriptions will sound more natural and interesting in English. For example, instead of saying, the movie was long, you can say, the movie was so long it felt like it would never end. Or instead of saying, the mountain was tall, you can say, the mountain was as tall as the sky. These kinds of sentences capture attention and paint stronger pictures in the mind. Now, I would like you to imagine describing a park. Let's try together step by step. First, say, the park is green. That is a basic description. Now let's make it more vivid. The park is as green as an emerald. Repeat again. The park is as green as an emerald. Next, let's add exaggeration. The park is so big it feels endless. Repeat with me. The park is so big it feels endless. Now, let's try a sentence with say, the park is like a peaceful escape from the city. Repeat again. The park is like a peaceful escape from the city. Perfect. By building your description this way, you make it more powerful and attractive. If you practice speaking with comparisons and exaggerations every day, your English will become more expressive and enjoyable to listen to. Remember, language is not only about facts, it is also about feelings, colors, and imagination. When you describe something, try to go beyond the basic words and add images that make your listeners see, hear, and feel what you are talking about. Before we finish this part, let me give you a little challenge. Choose one object near you right now. It could be a pen, a cup, a chair, or anything. Describe it in a basic way first. Then, make a sentence with as. After that, make one with Finally, try to exaggerate. For example, if the object is a cup, you can say, "This cup is small." Then, "This cup is as white as milk." Then, "This cup is like a little bowl of comfort." And finally, "This cup is so full it could last me all day." Practicing this exercise will help you build confidence in your speaking. And as you keep practicing with me, remember to stay connected. If this lesson is helping you improve, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to Learnify English. By doing that, you support this channel and also make sure you receive more lessons that will help you grow step by step. When you are learning to describe things in English, one of the best ways to improve is by practicing with everyday objects around you. Today, let's go deeper into how we can describe actions, feelings, and experiences. We already worked with objects, colors, and shapes. But now we will expand into more situations that you use every day. This practice will help you speak more naturally and give you more confidence when you try to describe anything in English. Let's begin with actions. Actions are verbs. To describe an action, you can talk about how the action is done. For example, the action is run. You can describe it by saying, "She runs quickly," or "He runs slowly." The word quickly and slowly tell us more about the action. They make your sentence stronger. So, when you talk about actions, think about the how. How does the person do the action? Is it fast, slow, carefully, loudly, softly? These words are called adverbs, and they are very useful when you describe. Let's take another action, like eat. You can say, "He eats happily," or "She eats quietly." Maybe they eat noisily. Do you see how the meaning changes? Just one small word can give the listener a picture of what is happening. This is how you make your English sound more real, more like a story. So, whenever you describe an action, try to add an adverb. Try to say not only what the action is, but also how it happens. Now, let's move on to feelings. Feelings are also very important when you describe. Imagine you are telling someone about your day. You can say, "I am tired." But you can make it better by describing more. You can say, "I am very tired after work," or "I am tired but happy," or "I am tired because I worked hard." These sentences give more information. They describe your feeling in detail. When you describe feelings, you can use words like happy, sad, angry, excited, nervous, relaxed, or calm. But don't stop there. Add a reason or a situation to make it stronger. For example, "I am excited about my trip tomorrow," or "She is nervous before her presentation," or "He feels calm when he listens to music." In each sentence, we use a simple feeling word, but then we connect it with something else. This makes your English more natural and complete. You can practice this by describing your own feelings every day. Just take one moment and ask yourself, "How do I feel? Why do I feel this way?" And then try to say it in English. Next, let's practice describing experiences. An experience is something that happens to you. It could be going to the market, visiting a friend, watching a movie, or eating dinner at a restaurant. To describe an experience, you need to talk about three things: what happened, how you felt, and some details about the situation. Let's take an example. Imagine you went to a cafe. You can say, "I went to a cafe yesterday." That is good. But it is very simple. You can make it better by adding description. For example, "I went to a cafe yesterday. The place was small but cozy. The coffee was strong, and the cake was sweet. I felt happy and relaxed." Do you see how this version paints a picture? The listener can imagine the cafe and how you felt there. You can practice this skill by choosing one small event from your day and then describing it in detail. Think about where you were, what you saw, what you heard, what you tasted, and how you felt. Use simple words, but try to give more than just the basic information. This exercise will make your English richer and more interesting. Let's try another example with a movie. Instead of saying, "I watched a movie," you can say, "I watched a movie last night. It was very funny and exciting. The actors were great, and the story made me laugh." In this way, you not only say what you did, but you also describe your experience. And this helps you connect better with the listener. People will understand you more, and they will enjoy listening to your English. Now, let's do a small speaking practice together. I will guide you, and you can repeat after me. First, about actions. He runs quickly. Repeat it. Good. Now, she eats quietly. Say it. Excellent. One more. They talk loudly. Very good. Now, let's practice feelings. Say, I am happy today. Great. Next, she is nervous about the test. Repeat. Perfect. Another one. He feels relaxed in the park. Good job. Finally, let's describe an experience. Repeat after me. I went to the market yesterday. It was busy and noisy, but I enjoyed it. Excellent. One more. I watched a movie last night. It was exciting and fun. Very nice. Keep practicing these kinds of sentences every day, and your English will improve quickly. Remember, the key is to not only say the basic information, but to add details. Add how, add why, add what it was like. This makes your English stronger, and the more details you add, the more natural you will sound. Before we end this part, I want to remind you that practice is the secret to progress. Watching videos like this is helpful, but you must also speak. Try to speak every day, even if it is only a few minutes. Describe your actions, your feelings, and your experiences. Talk about your morning, your lunch, your evening. Use English to describe simple things around you. If you do this, step by step, you will see big improvement. And don't forget, if you are enjoying this lesson, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me to keep making these lessons for you. And it also helps you to stay connected and keep learning. We will go even deeper into describing the world around us, with more examples and practice. So stay with me. Keep practicing, and let's continue to grow your English step by step together. We talked about describing actions, feelings, and experiences. You learned how to make your sentences richer and more interesting. Now, in this part, we will focus on describing the world around you in more detail. We will learn how to talk about places, weather, and people. These are very common topics in everyday conversation, and they will help you speak English more naturally. Let's start with describing places. A place can be your room, your home, your school, your city, or even a park or restaurant. When you describe a place, you can think about three things: what it looks like, how it feels, and what you can do there. For example, let's describe a park. You can say, the park is big and green. That is good, but you can add more details. You can say, the park is big and green. There are tall trees and colorful flowers. It feels peaceful, and many people go there to walk or relax. Do you see how this description gives a full picture? The listener can imagine the park in their mind. Now, let's try describing a room. For example, my room is small but cozy. There is a bed, a desk, and a chair. The walls are white, and the window is large. I feel comfortable when I study in my room. This is a simple but complete way to describe a place. When you practice, try to use adjectives like big, small, cozy, bright, dark, noisy, quiet, crowded, empty, beautiful, or ugly. These words will help you make your sentences stronger. Next, let's move to describing weather. Weather is something we talk about every day because it changes all the time. It is also a very common way to start a conversation. So, learning how to describe weather will help you connect with people in English. The most basic way is to say, it is hot, or it is cold, but we can add more. For example, it is very hot today. The sun is shining, and the sky is clear. Or it is cold and windy. The sky is gray, and it looks like rain. These sentences give a better picture. They help the listener understand exactly how the weather feels. You can also describe how the weather makes you feel. For example, it is raining today, and I feel sleepy. Or the weather is sunny, and I feel happy. This way, you connect the weather to your emotions, which makes your English sound more natural. Let's practice a few sentences together. Repeat after me. It is sunny and warm. Good. Now, it is cold and windy. Excellent. One more. It is raining, and the sky is gray. Perfect. Keep practicing these phrases whenever you talk about the weather. Now, let's practice describing people. This is a very important skill because in real life, you often need to describe someone to another person. For example, if you meet a new friend, or if you are telling someone about your teacher, your family, or even a famous person. To describe people, you can talk about their physical appearance, their personality, and sometimes what they are doing. Let's take an example. My teacher is tall and thin. She has long black hair and wears glasses. She is very kind and always smiles. In this sentence, we used physical words like tall, thin, long hair, glasses, but we also described her personality with kind and always smiles. This gives the listener a clear idea of what kind of person she is. Here's another example. My friend is short and strong. He has short brown hair and big eyes. He is funny, and he tells good jokes. Again, we talk about what he looks like, and then about his personality. When you practice describing people, try to use simple adjectives like tall, short, fat, thin, strong, weak, young, old, beautiful, handsome, kind, funny, friendly, shy, or serious. These words will help you explain clearly. Now let's do some speaking practice together. Repeat after me. First, the park is big and green. There are tall trees and colorful flowers. Good. Now, it is cold and windy today. The sky is gray. Excellent. Next, my friend is tall and kind. She has long hair and a bright smile. Perfect. Do you see how easy it is when you follow the structure? Place, weather, people. Just remember to use adjectives and simple details. Let's try a quick exercise. I will give you a situation, and you try to describe it. Ready? Here is the first one. You are at a cafe. What can you say? Maybe, the cafe is small but nice. It has many tables and soft chairs. The coffee smells good, and the music is soft. Great. Now another one. It is summer in your city. You can say, it is very hot. The sun is shining, and many people go to the beach. Wonderful. Last one. Describe your best friend. For example, my best friend is friendly and funny. He is tall, and he always makes me laugh. Excellent work. The more you practice like this, the better you will get. The secret is to keep it simple, but add a little detail each time. Do not worry about long or difficult words. Even with easy English, you can make your sentences beautiful and interesting. Just practice describing places, weather, and people every day. This will help you build confidence and improve your fluency. Before we finish this part, I want to remind you that learning English is not about memorizing difficult grammar rules. It is about practice, about using the language in real life. So, use what you learn here. Describe your home. Describe the weather outside your window. Describe a person you see on the street. The more you practice, the more natural you will sound. And don't forget, if you enjoy these lessons, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. This way, you will never miss a new lesson, and you will always keep improving step by step with me. We will continue to practice describing things, but we will add more creativity and imagination. You will learn how to describe not only real things, but also things in your imagination. This will help you expand your English and speak more freely. So stay with me, keep practicing, and let's move to the next step together. Welcome back to our daily speaking and listening practice. In our last session, we worked on describing cities and towns. You learned useful words to talk about buildings, streets, and the overall feeling of a place. Today, we will go deeper and focus on describing events. Events are a big part of life. They can be birthdays, weddings, holidays, festivals, or even simple things like a family dinner. Being able to describe an event clearly will help you share your experiences with others, and it will also make your conversations richer. Let's begin by thinking about the basic structure of describing an event. First, you can talk about what the event is. Is it a birthday party? A wedding? A school celebration? Start with the name or type of the event. For example, it was my best friend's birthday party. Next, you can explain when and where it happened. Time and place are very important when describing events. For instance, it happened last Saturday at her house. This gives your listener a clear picture of when and where the event took place. After that, you can move on to describing the people who were there. Events usually involve people, so this is a good chance to practice describing friends, family, or guests. For example, many of her friends came, and her family was there too. Then, you should describe what happened during the event. Talk about the activities, the food, the decorations, the music, and any special moments. Use sequence words to make your description clear. Words like first, then, after that, and finally help organize your ideas. For example, first, we played some fun games. Then, we ate pizza and cake. After that, we sang songs and danced. Finally, you can share your feelings or opinions about the event. This is very important because it makes your description more personal and meaningful. For example, I felt very happy because we laughed a lot. It was one of the best birthday parties I have ever attended. Let's practice step by step together. Imagine you want to describe a festival. You can start by saying, last month, I went to a local festival in my city. Then you can add more detail. The festival was held in the town square, and many people came. Next, talk about what happened. There were colorful decorations, food stalls, and live music. People were dancing, and children were playing games. Finally, end with your feelings. I enjoyed the festival because it was lively and full of energy. Notice how the description starts with the type of event, then moves to time and place, then to people, then to activities, and finally to feelings. This structure will help you speak more fluently and clearly. Now, let's try another example. Imagine describing a wedding. You could say, last year, I attended my cousin's wedding. It was held in a beautiful garden in the evening. Many relatives and friends were there. The bride wore a white dress, and the groom looked very smart in his suit. There was a ceremony, followed by a big dinner. We ate delicious food and listened to music. At the end, there were fireworks. I felt very happy to see my cousin start a new life. This example shows you how to describe an event in a simple but complete way. You do not need difficult words. You just need to organize your thoughts and speak step by step. Let's practice a little more together. Think of a birthday you remember. Try to describe it in English. Start with, it was my. Then say when and where it happened. Then describe the people, the activities, and the food. Finally, share how you felt. If you don't remember much, you can create a simple story. For example, it was my birthday last year. It was at my house. My family and some friends came. We ate pizza and cake. We played games and watched a movie. I felt very happy. Even a short description like this is good practice. One powerful way to make your descriptions better is to add adjectives. Instead of just saying, we ate pizza, you can say, we ate delicious pizza. Instead of saying, the music was loud, you can say, the music was very loud and exciting. Adjectives make your story more interesting and help the listener imagine the event. Now, let's practice repeating some useful sentences. Repeat after me slowly. It was a birthday party. It happened at my friend's house. There were many people. We ate delicious food. We danced and laughed a lot. I felt very happy. Practice saying these sentences several times. Try to change the event in your sentence. Instead of birthday party, say wedding, festival, or school celebration. This will help you learn to describe many different kinds of events. Here is another practice exercise for you. I will say a sentence, and you try to expand it. For example, if I say, it was a festival, you can expand it to, it was a festival in my city last month. If I say, there was food, you can expand it to, there was delicious food at the event. Expanding sentences is a very good way to practice speaking more fluently. Remember, describing events is not only for storytelling, it is also useful in real conversations. When you meet new people, they may ask you about your weekend or about holidays in your country. If you can describe an event clearly, you will sound more confident and natural. As you practice, don't worry too much about grammar mistakes. Focus on speaking and building your confidence. The more you practice, the easier it will become. You can even record yourself describing an event and then listen to your own recording. This will help you notice where you can improve. Before we finish this part, let me encourage you again. If you are finding this lesson useful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. By doing that, you will support the channel and also get more lessons to help you every day. Remember the structure, name the event, give the time and place, describe the people, explain the activities, and share your feelings. Use adjectives and sequence words to make your description clear and interesting. With practice, you will be able to describe any event in English easily. Food is one of the easiest and most enjoyable things to describe in English. Everyone eats, and everyone has opinions about food. So, being able to talk about what you eat, what you like, and how something tastes will help you connect with people from many cultures. Today, let's focus on words and phrases you can use when describing food and taste in clear, simple English. When you describe food, you usually focus on three main things: flavor, texture, and smell. Flavor is how something tastes. Texture is how it feels in your mouth. And smell is the aroma or scent that comes from the food. Together, these three elements create the full experience of eating. Let's begin with flavor. The most basic tastes in English are sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and spicy. Sweet describes foods like chocolate, cake, fruit, or ice cream. Salty describes foods with a lot of salt, such as chips, fries, or popcorn. Sour describes foods like lemon, lime, or vinegar. Bitter describes things like dark chocolate, coffee without sugar, or some vegetables like kale. Spicy describes food that has chili or pepper, like curry, hot sauce, or spicy noodles. These 5 words are the foundation for describing flavors. But in real conversation, you often need more than just those 5 words. Let's expand your vocabulary. Instead of only saying sweet, you can say sugary, rich, or honey-like. For salty, you can use words like savory, briny, or seasoned. For sour, you can say tangy, zesty, or sharp. For bitter, you might use strong, earthy, or intense. For spicy, you can say hot, fiery, or peppery. These extra words make your descriptions more colorful and interesting. Now let's look at texture, the way food feels in your mouth. If something is soft, it might be fluffy like bread, creamy like yogurt, or smooth like soup. If something is hard, it could be crunchy like chips, crispy like fried chicken, or chewy like steak. If something is sticky, it might be gooey like caramel or thick like peanut butter. Texture words are very useful when you describe your favorite dishes. For example, instead of just saying I like pizza, you could say I like pizza because it has a crispy crust, gooey cheese, and rich flavor. That sounds much more detailed and interesting. The third element is smell. Smell is very important when we describe food because it can be very pleasant or sometimes unpleasant. Words you can use to describe good smells include aromatic, fragrant, fresh, and mouthwatering. For example, the bread smells fresh from the oven, or the soup is so aromatic with herbs and spices. For bad smells, you might use words like smelly, rotten, or stinky. For example, the fish is smelly or the milk smells sour. These words help you describe what you experience before you even taste the food. Let's put all of these ideas together in examples. Imagine you are describing an apple. You could say, this apple is sweet, juicy, and crunchy. It smells fresh and tastes delicious. Notice how I combined flavor, texture, and smell. If you describe chocolate cake, you might say, this cake is rich, sweet, and creamy. It has a soft texture and a mouth-watering smell. If you describe spicy noodles, you could say, the noodles are hot, spicy, and full of flavor. They are chewy with a strong, delicious aroma. These examples show how you can easily describe any food in English using simple but powerful words. Now let's practice describing food you like. Think of your favorite dish. Maybe it is rice with chicken. Maybe it is pizza. Or maybe it is noodles. First, describe the flavor. Is it sweet, salty, Spicy or savory. Next, describe the texture. Is it soft, crunchy, chewy, or creamy? Finally, describe the smell. Does it smell fresh, fragrant, or rich? Put it all together in 1 or 2 sentences. For example, my favorite food is fried rice. It is savory and a little salty. The rice is soft, and the vegetables are crunchy. It smells delicious with garlic and onion. That is a complete description. Describing drinks is also important. Coffee can be bitter, strong, or smooth. Tea can be refreshing, light, or fragrant. Juice can be sweet, tangy, or fresh. Milkshakes can be creamy, rich, and cold. Water can be fresh, clean, and pure. Practicing with drinks gives you even more chances to improve your describing skills. When you talk about food in English, it's also common to add your opinion. You can say, I love this soup because it is warm and comforting, or I don't like this food because it is too spicy. Adding your feelings makes your descriptions more personal and natural. You can use phrases like it tastes amazing, it smells wonderful, it feels soft, or it is too sweet for me. These little phrases will make your speaking sound more like real conversation. Remember, food is something everyone talks about. When you meet people, they may ask you, what do you usually eat? Or, what is your favorite food? If you can describe food clearly in English, you can have longer and more enjoyable conversations. Instead of just saying I like chicken, you can say I like chicken because it is juicy, flavorful, and delicious. Instead of just saying I eat rice, you can say I eat rice every day because it is soft, light, and easy to eat. This makes you sound more fluent and confident. Here is a quick daily practice you can try. Each day, when you eat something, stop for a moment and describe it in English. Describe the flavor with 1 or 2 words, the texture with 1 or 2 words, and the smell with 1 or 2 words. Then put those words into one sentence. For example, this bread is soft, warm, and smells fresh. If you practice like this every day, you will quickly build your ability to describe food naturally in English. So today, we have learned how to describe food by using flavor words like sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and spicy, along with more advanced words like tangy, creamy, crispy, and aromatic. We also learned how to describe drinks, add opinions, and practice daily. The next time you eat or drink something, take a moment to think in English. Build the habit of describing what you eat. That way, when you speak with others, the words will come naturally. I'd love it if you could support Learnify English by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us bring you more daily speaking practice lessons, so you can improve step by step when you want to describe something in English. One of the most powerful tools you can use is comparison. Comparison helps you explain something new by connecting it to something familiar. For example, if you are trying to describe a fruit that your listener has never seen before, you can say, it looks like an apple, but it is smaller and has a softer skin. This simple technique immediately gives the listener an image in their mind. Comparison makes your description more clear, more vivid, and easier to understand. To practice, let's look at some easy patterns for making comparisons. You can say, it looks like, or it is similar to, or it feels like, or it sounds like. These phrases help you connect one thing to another. For example, if you want to describe snow, you might say, it looks like soft white cotton. If you want to describe the taste of coconut water, you can say, it tastes like sweet, light water with a hint of fruit. By using these comparison structures, you give the listener a familiar reference point. This makes your English sound natural and helps people understand you quickly. Now, let's practice together with some examples. Imagine you want to describe a pineapple. You could say, a pineapple is similar to a big fruit with rough skin. It looks like it has a spiky crown on top. The taste is sweet and a little sour. It feels like a mix between citrus and mango. By breaking it down into looks, taste, and texture, and then comparing it to other things, your description becomes complete and easy to follow. Let's try another one. Imagine you want to describe the sound of heavy rain. You might say, It sounds like thousands of little hands clapping quickly on the roof. It is similar to the sound of someone shaking rice in a bowl, but much louder. By making this comparison, you help the listener imagine the sound, even if they are not there with you. Comparison is especially useful when you want to describe emotions. For example, instead of saying, "I feel nervous," you can say, "I feel like I have butterflies in my stomach." Instead of saying, "I am very tired," you can say, "I feel like I am carrying a heavy bag on my shoulders all day." These kinds of descriptions are not only more vivid, they are also common expressions in English. Native speakers use them often, so practicing them will make your English sound more fluent and natural. Now let's move into another powerful way to describe, using the five senses. Your five senses are sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. When you describe something, think about these senses one by one. Ask yourself, what does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? What does it smell like? This method ensures that your description is rich and complete. For example, let's describe the beach. You could say, "The beach looks bright and open, with blue water stretching far away. It sounds like waves crashing again and again on the shore. It feels warm because of the sand under my feet. It smells like salt and fresh air. It tastes like salt if you get a drop of seawater in your mouth." Notice how moving through each sense gives your listener a full experience. They can almost see, hear, feel, and smell the beach in their imagination. Now, let's practice describing a simple object, like a cup of hot tea. What does it look like? You can say, "It looks warm, with steam rising from the cup." What does it sound like? You can say, "It is quiet, but sometimes you hear a small clink when you place the cup down." What does it feel like? You can say, "It feels hot and smooth when you hold it." What does it smell like? You can say, "It smells fresh, with a hint of flowers or herbs." What does it taste like? You can say, "It tastes warm, a little sweet, and calming." By practicing with simple objects, you will become more confident in describing anything around you. Let's go further with another example. Imagine you want to describe a busy street in the city. You can start with sight. It looks crowded, with people walking quickly and cars moving in every direction. Then sound. It sounds loud, with car horns, footsteps, and voices all mixing together. Then touch. The ground feels hard under your feet, and the air feels warm on your skin. Then smell. It smells like food from street vendors and sometimes smoke from cars. Finally, taste. If you buy a snack from a shop, it tastes fresh and delicious. By using the five senses, you make your description alive, and anyone who listens to you can imagine the scene clearly. Another useful strategy for describing is to move from general to specific. Start with the big picture, then move to details. For example, if you are describing a park, you might start by saying, "The park is large and green." That is the general idea. Then you move to details. There are tall trees that give shade, flowers in many colors, and children playing on the swings. This structure makes your description easy to follow. The listener first understands the whole idea, then enjoys the details. Let's connect this to real practice. Right now, look around you. Choose one object. It can be your phone, your desk, your bag, or even a window. Try to describe it using the methods we just practiced. Start with a comparison, then add the five senses, then move from general to specific. For example, if I want to describe my phone, I could say, "My phone looks like a small black rectangle. It feels smooth and a little cold when I touch the screen. It sounds quiet most of the time, but sometimes it rings loudly. It smells like nothing. Really, it is similar to a small computer that fits in your hand. In general, it is a tool I use every day. Specifically, I use it to call, to learn, and to relax." This short practice helps you combine all the techniques. Before we continue, I want to remind you that practice is the key. You can listen to me. You can understand the method. But the most important step is for you to try it yourself. Don't be shy. Even if your English is not perfect, every time you describe something, you improve your speaking and your confidence. And if you find this practice helpful, Please like this video and subscribe to Learnify English. When you do that, you stay connected, and you will get more lessons every day to make your English better and stronger. You learned how to make comparisons, how to use the five senses, and how to move from general to specific when describing. These are powerful tools that will help you describe anything in English more clearly, more naturally, and more confidently. When we describe something in English, one of the most effective ways to make our description clear is to compare it with something else. Comparisons help listeners or readers understand better because they can relate the new information to something they already know. Let us explore how to use comparisons and differences in daily descriptions. First, let's begin with the words like and as. These two words are very common when making comparisons. For example, you can say, "The soup tastes like chicken." This means the soup has a flavor that reminds you of chicken. You can also say, "He runs as fast as a cheetah." Here, you are comparing speed. Both like and as help us connect one idea with another. Now let us think about describing objects. Suppose you want to describe a new phone. You can say, "This phone is like the one I had before, but the screen is bigger." That simple comparison already gives a clear picture. Or if you are talking about clothes, you might say, "This dress is as comfortable as pajamas." Again, you are making a connection with something familiar. When you compare things, you also use adjectives with or with more. For example, taller, shorter, bigger, smaller, faster, slower. These are called comparative adjectives. You can say, "My brother is taller than me," or "This book is more interesting than that one." Notice the pattern. Subject plus verb plus comparative adjective plus then plus object. Very simple, but very powerful for describing. Now let's practice with a few examples you can repeat after me. I will say them slowly so you can shadow along. Ready? "This bag is lighter than that one." "My apartment is bigger than my friend's apartment." "The movie was more exciting than I expected." "Today is hotter than yesterday." "My car is faster than his car." Each of these sentences compares two things. You can use this every day in English when you talk about food, people, weather, travel, or experiences. Next, we also have the superlative form. This is when you compare more than two things and you want to say, which is the most or the least. For example, tallest, smallest, the most beautiful, the least expensive. You can say, "She is the tallest girl in the class," or "This is the most delicious pizza I have ever eaten." Superlatives make your description strong and specific. Let's practice again. Repeat after me. "That is the best restaurant in town." "He is the kindest person I know." "This is the most comfortable chair in the room." "It is the cheapest option available." "That was the happiest day of my life." When you practice speaking with comparisons and superlatives, your English becomes more detailed and expressive. Now let us combine comparisons with descriptive adjectives. Instead of only saying, "My house is big," you can say, "My house is bigger than my neighbor's house, but smaller than my uncle's house." With just one sentence, you create a full picture. Or you can say, "This cake is sweeter than the one I baked yesterday, but less sweet than the one my mother makes." That gives a clear image and also tells a story. Another way to describe through comparisons is by using similar to and different from. For example, "This city is similar to my hometown because both are quiet." Or, "This job is different from my old job because it is more challenging." These expressions are very common and very useful for describing situations in daily life. Practice with me. "This food is similar to what I ate in Vietnam." "Her style is similar to her sister's style." "This phone is different from my old phone." "The weather here is very different from the weather in my country." "Your idea is similar to mine." All of these sentences make your English more natural and conversational. Now let us think about describing differences in experiences. Imagine you travel to another country. Instead of saying only, "It is nice," you can expand, "This city is different from my city. It is more modern, and the streets are wider." Or if you try new food, you can say, "The taste is similar to something I know, but it has a different spice that makes it unique." In this way, you can describe anything with confidence. Comparisons are also powerful when you describe emotions. You can say, I feel happier today than yesterday, or this news makes me more excited than last week's news. You can also use superlatives. That was the saddest story I have ever heard. Emotions become stronger and more personal when you use comparisons. Now let's do a short speaking exercise together. I will give you a word, and you try to describe it with a comparison. Word 1, coffee. You could say, this coffee is stronger than tea. Or, this coffee is similar to the one I had in Brazil. Word 2, the beach. You could say, this beach is more beautiful than the one I visited last summer. Or, this beach is different from my hometown beach because the sand is whiter. Word 3, a friend. You could say, my friend is kinder than my coworker. Or, my friend is the funniest person I know. Keep practicing with different words until it feels natural to compare. As you continue learning, remember that English is not only about knowing words. It is about connecting ideas so that your listener can imagine what you mean. Comparisons are one of the easiest tools to achieve this. So, here is your daily speaking practice. Try to describe at least 3 things today using comparisons. For example, compare your lunch to yesterday's lunch. Compare today's weather to last week's weather. Compare your mood today to how you felt in the morning. These little exercises will make you fluent faster. And as always, if you are enjoying this lesson, remember to support the channel by liking this video and subscribing to Learnify English. It really helps me continue to create free daily English lessons for you. We will continue to expand descriptions by exploring how to describe situations and actions in a more dynamic way. That will help you speak not only about objects and people, but also about events and activities. Now let's continue practicing how to describe anything in English. And today I want us to focus more on describing feelings, emotions, and moods. Many English learners can describe things, objects, or places, but when it comes to expressing how they feel or how other people feel, they sometimes struggle. Learning to describe emotions is very important because it makes your English more natural, more human, and more powerful. When you can describe your feelings clearly, people will understand you better, and you will connect with them on a deeper level. So let's spend some time today practicing this very important skill together. We can start with the basics. The most common feelings that people want to describe are usually happiness, sadness, anger, fear, surprise, and love. Let's begin with happiness. Instead of always saying, I am happy, you can expand your vocabulary and use many other words. For example, you can say, I am glad, I am excited, I feel joyful, I feel cheerful, or I am delighted. Each of these words has a slightly different meaning. Glad means happy in a simple way, often when something good happens. Excited means happy and also full of energy, usually when you are waiting for something good. Joyful is a deeper, stronger kind of happiness. Cheerful is when you show happiness in your face and attitude. Delighted is when something makes you extremely happy, maybe even pleasantly surprised. Practicing these words will make your English more colorful. Let's move to sadness. Most learners just say, I am sad. But you can say more. You can say, I feel down, I feel upset, I feel miserable, or I feel heartbroken. Each of these expressions has a different level of sadness. Down means a little sad, maybe tired or not in a good mood. Upset means sad because something happened that you did not like. Miserable means very, very sad and uncomfortable. Heartbroken is usually when you lose someone you love, or when something very painful happens in your life. Practicing these words will help you show how strong your sadness is. Now let's talk about anger. Many people only say, I am angry, but there are many ways to describe anger. You can say, I am annoyed, I am frustrated, I am mad, or I am furious. Annoyed means a little angry, usually about something small. Frustrated means angry because something is not working or because you cannot get what you want. Mad is a common word in American English, and it means angry in a general way. Furious means extremely angry, very strong anger. When you learn these words, you can choose the right one for the situation and sound more natural. Fear is also a very common feeling. Many people just say, I am scared. But you can also say, I am afraid, I am nervous, I feel anxious, I am frightened, or I am terrified. Each word shows a different level of fear. Nervous is usually a small fear, maybe before an exam or before speaking in public. Anxious is a stronger feeling of worry and fear, usually in your mind. Frightened means suddenly scared, like when something surprises you. Terrified means very, very scared, usually in a dangerous situation. Knowing these words will make it easier for you to talk about your feelings and also to understand other people. Surprise is another emotion that is fun to describe. Instead of always saying, I am surprised, you can say, I am shocked, I am amazed, I am impressed, or I am speechless. Shocked is when something happens that you did not expect, usually big news. Amazed means pleasantly surprised, usually when something is very good or beautiful. Impressed is when you see something or someone that is better than you expected. Speechless is when you cannot say anything because you are so surprised. Practicing these words will help you sound more expressive. Now let's talk about love. Many learners want to describe love, but they often only say I love you or I like it. But you can say much more. You can say I adore, I am fond of, I care about, or I am passionate about. Adore means to love very much, often for people or things you enjoy. Fond of means you like something or someone in a gentle, kind way. Care about shows that you have strong positive feelings and responsibility. Passionate about means you love something with strong energy and deep interest, usually for hobbies or activities. For example, I am passionate about learning. English is a strong way to say that you really love learning English. One good way to practice describing emotions is to connect them with real situations. For example, instead of only saying I am happy, you can say I am happy because I passed my exam, or I am delighted because I met my best friend today. Adding the reason makes your English more natural and complete. You can also use adjectives to describe how strong the feeling is. For example, a little happy, very happy, extremely happy, or super happy. Practicing these small changes will make your English more flexible. Another useful practice is to describe your feelings during the day. Every morning or evening, take 2 minutes and think, how do I feel right now? Then try to describe it in English. Maybe you say I feel relaxed, or I feel tired, or I feel excited. This daily habit will train your brain to use English for emotions naturally. You can also write short sentences in a notebook about your feelings. For example, I felt nervous before the meeting, but later I was relieved. Doing this every day will make you more confident. Describing emotions is not only about yourself. You can also describe how other people feel. For example, she looks happy, he seems upset, or they are excited about the trip. Practicing these sentences helps you talk about people in real life. You can also notice emotions in movies, in songs, or in conversations, and then try to describe them in English. This is a very powerful way to learn because emotions are everywhere in life. If you are enjoying this practice, make sure to support this lesson by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. It will help you get more lessons like this every day, and it also keeps you motivated to continue practicing. Remember, learning to describe your feelings and other people's feelings in English is not just vocabulary. It is also communication. It will help you connect with others more deeply, and it will make your English sound alive. Now, let us continue practicing together and focus on describing experiences in English. Experiences are very important because they allow us to connect with other people. When you talk about your life, your travels, your school days, or even small moments like cooking dinner or walking in the park, you are sharing experiences. This is a beautiful way to practice speaking and also to become closer to others through English. One simple way to describe an experience is to think of 3 steps: what happened, how you felt, and what you learned or noticed. For example, let's describe the experience of visiting a new city. You can say, last month, I visited a new city. The city was very crowded but exciting. I felt happy because I could see many new things. I learned that I enjoy trying different foods from new places. This short description already gives a clear picture of your experience. Another experience could be something from your daily life. Let's say you cooked a new recipe. You can describe it by saying, "Yesterday, I tried cooking pasta for the first time. At first, I was nervous because I didn't know if it would taste good. But after I finished, the pasta was delicious. I felt proud because I made something new." See how easy it is. You don't need big words to share a good experience. Just follow the steps. What happened, how you felt, and what you learned. Now let's practice another example. Imagine that you took a walk in the park. You can say, "I went to the park this morning. The weather was sunny, and the air was fresh. I felt relaxed and calm while walking. I noticed many people exercising and families playing. I enjoyed the peaceful time in nature." This simple description paints a clear picture, and anyone who listens to you can imagine it easily. Sometimes, describing experiences can also include challenges. For example, maybe you tried something difficult, like giving a presentation in English. You can say, "Last week, I gave a presentation in English. At first, I was very nervous and worried about making mistakes. But I practiced a lot before the presentation. When it was time to speak, I tried my best, and I felt proud after finishing. I learned that practice helps me feel more confident." Notice how you are not only telling a story but also showing your feelings and growth. It is also helpful to use time words when describing experiences. Words like yesterday, last week, last month, or 2 years ago help the listener understand when the experience happened. You can also use words like first, then, and finally to show the order of events. For example, last summer, I traveled to the beach. First, I arrived at the hotel. Then, I went swimming in the ocean. Finally, I watched the sunset with my family. It was a beautiful day. These words help organize your story and make it easy to follow. Let's practice with a different kind of experience, learning something new. You can say, "I started learning how to play the guitar. At the beginning, it was very difficult. My fingers hurt, and I could not play well. But after some practice, I started to play simple songs. I felt excited and motivated to continue learning." This kind of description not only shares your story, but also inspires others to learn something new. Another good idea is to describe a funny or surprising experience. People love listening to stories that are entertaining. For example, you can say, "One day, I went to the store to buy bread, but I accidentally walked into the wrong store, and they were selling clothes, not food. I was confused. But then I laughed at myself. It was a small mistake, but it made my day funny." Sharing these small experiences makes conversations more enjoyable. Remember, your experiences don't need to be big or special. Even small daily events can be interesting if you describe them well. Think about what happened, how you felt, and what you noticed. This will help you practice speaking, and it will also make you more confident in using English naturally. As you keep practicing, try to connect your experiences with adjectives and details. Instead of saying only "the food was good," you can say "the food was delicious, spicy, and full of flavor." Instead of saying "I was happy," you can say "I was extremely happy and excited." Adding these details helps your listener imagine the experience more clearly. Before we move forward, I want to remind you again to keep practicing out loud with me. Repeat the sentences I share, and try to make your own sentences about your experiences. This active practice will improve your fluency, and if you are enjoying this lesson, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Learnify English. It supports the channel and helps me create more lessons for you to learn and grow. Now, let's try one more type of experience: travel. Travel is something many people love to talk about. You can say, 2 years ago, I traveled to another country. The culture was very different, but it was exciting. I visited famous places, tried new food, and met friendly people. I felt grateful for the chance to learn about another culture. This kind of description makes conversations deeper and allows you to share more about yourself. Describing experiences is not only good for English practice, but also useful in real life. In job interviews, people may ask you to describe your experiences. In conversations with friends, you often share stories. Even in writing, like journals or emails, you describe your experiences. That's why practicing this skill is so important. So from now on, try to notice small moments in your daily life and describe them in English. Even if you are just sitting at home, you can say, "Today, I stayed at home. I read a book, listened to music, and had tea. It was relaxing." Simple sentences like this can make your English stronger every single day. We have now practiced many skills together describing people, places, feelings, routines, and even experiences. Each part of this lesson has given you more confidence, more words, and more ways to speak English naturally. Now, in this final part, let us bring everything together. When you speak English, remember that the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to communicate, to connect, and to share your ideas. Mistakes are normal. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a language. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes. So, please don't feel afraid of making errors. What is important is that you keep trying and keep practicing. Think about all the sentences you practiced in these lessons. You now know how to say things about yourself, your daily life, your hobbies, your feelings, and your experiences. These are the most common topics in real conversations. With these skills, you can already start having simple but meaningful conversations with other people in English. I want to remind you of something powerful. Practice every day, even for just 10 minutes, is better than practicing once a week for 1 hour. Consistency is the key. If you practice a little bit every day, your brain will remember the words, the sounds, and the patterns of English much more easily. One of the best ways to practice is to shadow what you hear. That means you repeat after me, or after any English speaker, as closely as possible. Shadowing helps you improve pronunciation, rhythm, and confidence. You don't need to think too much, just listen and repeat. This is exactly how children learn their first language. Another great way is to describe your daily life out loud in English. For example, when you wake up, say, "I am waking up. I am brushing my teeth. I am making breakfast." When you walk outside, say, "The sky is blue. The sun is bright. The air feels fresh." These small sentences help you think in English and speak faster. Also, try to record yourself speaking. When you listen back, you will notice what sounds natural and what you want to improve. This is a very effective way to track your progress. Over time, you will hear yourself becoming clearer, smoother, and more confident. Now, let's talk about motivation. Sometimes, you may feel tired or want to give up. That is normal. But remember why you started learning English. Maybe it is for travel, for study, for work, or simply for fun. Keep that reason in your mind. Every time you practice, you are moving one step closer to your goal. And don't forget, enjoy the journey. Learning a language should be exciting, not stressful. Celebrate your small successes. If you learned a new word today, that is progress. If you spoke one new sentence, that is progress. Step by step, you are building a strong foundation. Now, as we come to the end of this long practice video, I want you to take a moment to feel proud of yourself. You have stayed with me through all the parts. You have listened carefully, and you have practiced out loud. This shows dedication and determination. You are not just a learner, you are becoming a confident English speaker. Before we finish, let's repeat some positive sentences together. Please say them with me. I am improving my English every day. I am confident when I speak. I enjoy learning English. My English is getting better and better. Keep repeating these sentences to yourself. Positive thoughts create positive results. Finally, thank you so much for learning with me here on Learnify English. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends who also want to improve their English. Your support helps me make more lessons for you. Remember, every word you speak, every sentence you practice, brings you closer to fluency. Keep going, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. I am so proud of you. This is the end of today's lesson, but it is not the end of your journey. In fact, it is just the beginning. Stay motivated, stay curious, and I will see you in the next lesson. Take care, and happy learning. Goodbye for now.